Okay, hey guys, Dr. Gilmore here. Thursday evening, 7:30. Just about to complete my 4-day fast, and looking forward to getting up in the morning and grabbing some fruit to take with me to the clinic. Gonna get my weight. I'm hoping that I'll register in the 190 area and be just 5 pounds away from my ultimate weight goal. I'm not going to have any blood drawn this time around. I think I'll wait till next week. It seems to make more sense when I'm back on my regular schedule, with the exception that next week I'm not going to be fasting. So I'll just stick with plant-based whole food next week, and I should be able to maintain my weight without the fasting. I just really want to give my body a little bit more nutrition, be sure I'm ready to go in for surgery on the 24th. But feeling good. I did have a little less energy today. I still am struggling with more neck pain because of the jogging I did earlier in the week, which I thought, I had not overdone it, but I clearly did. So I'm paying the price for that. But hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep tonight, and tomorrow I'll be feeling even better. I do just have a short day of work tomorrow, so it won't be a big deal. And, get home and relax and have a long weekend. Hi, Stacy. You missed my videos. I'm sorry. We still are making occasional videos. I'm hoping that after this procedure I have done that I'll get the steadiness back in my hands and I'll feel more comfortable doing procedures again. Real Ruler, hello. Hey, thanks for jumping in, guys. By the way, if you have any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer. But I think I'll check my lipids on Thursday, so they'll come in on Friday before I take the week off for vacation and surgery. So I really would like to take a look at my lipids. My goal is total cholesterol of under 150 with an LDL in the under 80. Stacy, yes, I'm dealing with quite a bit of pain and a lot of numbness and weakness as well. I've got weakness in the right hand now, very similar to what I had a few years ago before I had the first procedure, where Dr. Stachniak went in and removed 5, 6, 6, 7 cervical discs and replaced those with spacers and titanium plates. And I actually did quite well with that for about 8 months, and then the pain just started again. And so she wanted me to try some different things, different therapies, pain management, things like that. And everything helps a little bit, but the condition is worsening, and I've started developing the neurological problems again, with the numbness coming back in the arms, this area, and here, the antecubital fossae, some certainly in the hands again, and the trembling. I've had 3 CT myelograms in the last 3 years. These are no fun to do, but was necessary. And after going through 3 sets of injections this year alone, along with a rhizotomy procedure where radiofrequency ablation was attempted to eliminate some cutaneous nerves and possibly give me some pain relief. I've been back to see her, the neurosurgeon, and she agrees that we need to be a bit more aggressive. And she feels like that performing what's called a corpectomy, which will actually remove the 5th cervical vertebrae vertebral body, will be the answer, because then we get rid of a bad disc I have at the C4-5 level, and also repair some shifting of the hardware and other material at the 5-6 level, which is causing compression on my spinal cord. So yes, I'm dealing with significant levels of pain. Today, this afternoon, I really considered going home early. I have a hot wrap that I can put in the microwave and put over my neck, and it actually rescued me. My last 2 hours worth of patients visits, they all got to see me wearing my heat wrap. So it's a safe way to get some pain relief. I'm limited while I'm at work to Tylenol or Aleve or both. So I routinely have been doing that. Once I finally leave the clinic, then it's okay. I can then, under close supervision of two different physicians, I can treat myself medically with pain relieving medications that are a little bit stronger. I had been using, thank you, Stacy. You're very sweet to say that. I had been using alcohol, a little bourbon in the evenings, and it seems it's a fairly potent muscle relaxer for me, and it had actually helped me sleep better and have less pain the next day. But for the last 3 or 4 weeks now, I've eliminated all alcohol from my diet because I wanted to see if I could improve my lipids. There's an ongoing debate I have with Johanna in my clinic. She's a nurse practitioner, very smart, does a lot of research on diet, nutrition, and she's convinced that, thank you, Real Ruler, appreciate it. She's convinced that the alcohol was negatively affecting my lipids. My lipids, yeah, my total cholesterol, 7 weeks after I did my initial 7-day fast and then adopted a whole food plant-based diet, and I had dropped 20 pounds or so. My cholesterol dropped from over 300 to 154, and my LDL, or bad cholesterol, had dropped from being over 200 with an unmeasurable amount, but I could calculate that it was over 200 to 91, which is a much, much safer level. And I had stopped all medications. I had been on cholesterol medications. So now, and then following up a few months later, I checked again, and my cholesterol had gone back up to 244 total with the LDL of 140. So something changed, and I went back, and I had started, I had not been drinking any bourbon at all during that time. So I wanted to, that's what we're debating, whether the alcohol makes a difference or not. But I've cut the alcohol out. Sugar can affect your lipids, and any kind of empty calories potentially can affect your lipids. And alcohol is basically, carbon molecules with an OH group, with an alcohol group on it, and it can lead to increased triglycerides. So it's not really good for us. We know alcohol's it's not a healthy product. It's just not. And everybody will say in moderation and things like that. But the fact of the matter is it's not healthy. And neither is refined sugar is not healthy either. But so I wanted to, kind of figure out what I had done differently. So I'd gone back. And one of the big things that I had not been doing was I had not been eating the avocados, and I had not been eating the nuts, from cashews to almonds to, lots of pistachios and those sort of things. So I'm not certain what the change was, but I repeated it, repeated the blood work, and I continued to have these elevated lipids. Well, I don't want that. What I want to achieve is low cholesterol level overall with an LDL below 80. So hoping that these dietary modifications that I've made will show up as a much better result on my lipids maybe next week when I draw them. So that's basically where I am right now, finishing up the 4-day fast. I don't feel hungry at the moment. I did have some hunger this afternoon, strictly because we had somebody brought in pizza and lasagna, and plus I wasn't feeling good from a pain standpoint. So it made it a little bit more difficult for me. But I stayed true to the fast and did not consume any of that. So I think I did well. And I've only got just 2.5 hours, and I'll be sound asleep, hopefully. And then I'll wake up tomorrow. And Friday is my weigh day. And this will probably be the last time I'll weigh for a while as well. Just going to kind of ease things up a little bit, allow myself to enjoy more more food, not worry about losing weight. I will continue to eat very healthy, but I won't worry about cutting back, and won't be fasting next week, and certainly won't be fasting the week of my surgery, and most likely for the couple of weeks following, just during that recuperation period, convalescence period, whatever you want to call it, is fine. So it's been so far 5 months of incredible physical transformation that I have gone through, basically by controlling my diet, controlling my urge to eat cheap calories whenever and however I wanted to. So certainly I'm much, much healthier. In lots of ways. My kidney function has improved. My glycosylated hemoglobin, or hemoglobin A1C as it's called, went from 5.8 to 5.1. So I was technically pre-diabetic even up until the middle of February. So I've reversed that. So I'm healthier from that standpoint. My sodium level has come down. My blood pressure has dropped naturally. So I'm no longer having to take blood pressure medication. So certainly that's good. Kidney function, like I said, went up quite a bit, improved quite a bit. So whereas before I was actually worried about my kidney function from a lot of exercise when I was in school, before we knew about how important it was to replace electrolytes and keep the fluids up, for example. But it just turns out this was simply a product of excessive animal protein consumption. Tidbit: had a concussion several years ago and been dealing with severe headaches. Noticed a few weeks ago that a couple of drinks seemed to work better than prescription. Surprising. I seem to have the same effect. There is a much longer term muscle relaxation that I get from a little alcohol, but I'm giving that up since I know I'm going to have the surgery anyway. I figured I could deal with the pain, and I have been. But I'm very interested in how the change, this most recent last month change in dropping the avocados, the nuts, and any refined oils has hopefully positively influenced my total lipid panel altogether, from the cholesterol, triglycerides, and the breakdown HDL to LDL. So I'm fascinated by all of this and how changes in the diet can make such significant changes in our health. I wish I didn't have the neck issue, because I'd like to know how I felt, without having that pain. But that's a part of my life, so I'm dealing with that, and I remain very hopeful that I'm going to get a significant improvement in upper extremity function, grip strength, especially in the right hand, less pain, and less trembling and tremors in my hands. So, well, what my biggest concern, or a concern, is that I'm still going to end up with some kind of disability, and it will change the nature of my medical practice if that happens. Doesn't mean I won't be able to practice. It just means that if it happens, it'll be different. And if that's what happens, then okay, I'll deal with that. But my choice would be to be able to continue practicing and doing the kinds of things that I enjoy doing, my procedures, and even making videos and those kinds of things, because I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. It puts a lot of entertainment, and I get a very satisfied feeling of helping people in that way. But I'm also now helping many patients with a whole food plant-based diet, and have some even started intermittent fasting, and continuing in that direction, because I really feel like there's a lot more to be accomplished in helping people be healthy, be well physically, through a strict control of the diet, and even intermittent fasting, like I had been doing before this week when I did a straight 4-day fast. So several of the members of our clinic have been doing the intermittent fasting now with me, and they're starting to see results, and they're feeling better, and they're losing weight. And so this is not something that's dangerous. It's something that's very simple. It's very easy. It's not unhealthy at all. So I've been accused of being irresponsible for going a few days without eating, when fasting has been done for thousands of years and has been shown to be very effective. In fact, tonight I'm watching a movie on Amazon Prime. Watched a little bit of it, but it's titled Fasting, and it's got Dr. Jason Fung, who I have a lot of respect for, and his research and his writings have been very helpful for me. Not having a strong nutrition background, because it's just not simply part of our medical education, but I learned a tremendous amount in the last 4 or 5 months. So, but he's in this movie, and many other experts that have dedicated their lives in the area of nutrition research and the benefits to our bodies. So anyway, wanted to just catch up with you guys and let you know that I'm finishing up, and we'll be eating tomorrow. And so tomorrow will be whole food, plant-based, no oils, no nuts, and no avocados. And that's basically what I'm doing. And so I'm very excited to get on the scale tomorrow. Hopefully I've hit 190 pounds. If I've made it that far, that'll be great. Hello, darling. So if I've made 190, I'll be happy. If I haven't, that's okay too. But if I hit 190, then that will have been a 57-pound weight loss since the middle of February. So that would be awesome. If I got close to that, that's still awesome. But I won't be focusing on weight loss again for probably the next month. Almonds increase HDL and decrease LDL. You said a couple of times that you're cutting out nuts, is what I've heard incorrect. There's a lot of debate in my clinic about the whole nuts thing and oils. And so part of what I'm doing is I'm seeing how cutting out the nuts and seeds affects me. Because when I was first in the first 6 or 7 weeks before I had my blood drawn, I really did not eat many nuts or seeds or avocados. So I'm not quite certain. I don't want to just cut one of those things out. What I want to do is stop them all and then come back and add them back in. But I'll make my adjustments based on my own blood work and what my blood work tells me is going on in my body. So there is a lot of mixed information about the value of nuts and seeds. Dr. Esselstyn, who is a cardiothoracic surgeon and wrote a book, How to Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease, and he did some groundbreaking research. He does not, in his program, they were not allowed to have nuts except if they had a history of no coronary disease at all. They were allowed to have some walnuts, which most people consider to be the healthiest nut, but certainly no avocados and no oils at all. And that's been the biggest challenge for me, is to make sure that I'm not getting any oils, any vegetable oils at all, because these can contribute to the dyslipidemia that I've been dealing with. So if you follow along, you'll hear next week sometime when I get the blood work done, how this has all played out for the last month. So I'm certainly interested to see how it is or how it turns out, and I'm sure some other people will be too. Definitely Johanna, since we have an ongoing debate in the clinic, she doesn't feel that these changes will make a difference at all. I, on the other hand, am convinced they will, because I'm siding with those that feel that the oils that are provided by the nuts may not necessarily be as beneficial as we think they are. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys, for dropping in, and thanks for following along with my adventure, and it's going to continue. So have a great night, and I'll be back on tomorrow at some point.